Hello, hello, mystical, magical, beautiful, amazing, lovely, and loving beings. Alora Mystik, and I know it's been a little while since I've done an upload, and this one should be short. I feel like when I say it's short, they actually end up being my longer ones for some reason, but I actually did just want to jump in and drop a little nugget and say hello, just with some things that is going on right now. I've been calling this like a celebration of love. We're all in Love Month, with it being February and Black History Month, as well as we had a new moon that began on Thursday evening. Valentine's Day is tomorrow, and so a couple different things I wanted to just talk to you guys about, given all of that. So now, of course, I've said this before, I celebrate my blackness every day, right? However, if you've been on this page and if you're new, I always say that I am a supporter of tapping into energy portals that are open and aligned with our manifestations, our desires, our elevation, our healing. And so that includes things such as Black History Month, because there is a certain energy with that we definitely can utilize for our benefit. I've done previous videos on that as well. So this one is not going to go as much in detail, but please feel free to go back and look for those. There should at least be two previous, if you go back and look for February, right, of those years, as well as around Valentine's Day. And they also tend to say, I have some that says like a message from the ancestors or ancestral message, and those usually are my Black History Month type of messages. But this time, it's a little bit more general, but I do have a little nugget to share from what I've gotten from working with meditation with my ancestors, the ancestors, and just kind of spirits. So, first things first, the new moon, which was on the 11th, which was in Aquarius, and I know today is Saturday, but I always tell you guys you have 3 days before, 3 days after to somewhat kind of tap into that moon energy. So I meant to do this earlier, my apologies, but you still have time, okay? So if you see this today, you see this even tomorrow, you can still definitely connect to that new moon energy. Now, one of the reasons I'm bringing up the new moon in conjunction with this kind of love harvest and energy that's happening right now with Valentine's Day and even with Black History Month is because there's also a lot of planets aligned in Aquarius. We are also in Mercury Retrograde. Let me not forget that, because that's a point that I wanted to share with you guys too, something about that. But this particular new moon is actually all about breaking free from old patterns and programming and stepping into new, creating, building anew. It's harvesting. It's the things that that you're desiring and you're embracing and you're elevating into this next shift or phase or book or chapter of your life. It's all about just embracing freedom, right? And so it's about big ideas and collaboration and expansion and just innovation and just all these different things, which we also are going into this age of the Aquarius. Some say we're there already, some say we're transitioning. Either way, Aquarian energy is very high right now, which all represents that same type of theme. So when you look at that for the new moon, right? What the moon energy represents in itself, which is very intuitive, very subconscious kind of driven, very connected to your feelings, your deep inner selves, your shadow self. And then we bring in this aspect of love with Valentine's Day. We bring in the love that's just because of the month of February, there's just like love galore everywhere, right? And then Black History Month and Mercury Retrograde. So some things is definitely about utilizing these portals that is open right now to truly release and connect and step into your higher aspects of selves. You also can utilize this for DNA activation and clearing with yourself, with your bloodline. I talk a lot about ancestral veneration. Epigenetics is something that you can look up if you want to talk about how we are our ancestors are us. And by healing ourselves, we heal our ancestors. By healing our ancestors and honoring them, we heal and we honor ourselves. And so with this month in particular, with this shift that's happening, there's this extra, not extra, but kind of like this extra portal open that also is an amazing divine time with a lot of energy for just fueling and empowering, healing, and activating your bloodline, because the changing of the guard and the shift into Aquarian age and energy is all about that next level of elevation, and in going from that belief stage to that knowing stage, which also has a lot to do with going very deep within self and activating. And you can utilize that energy a lot with your ancestors and for your own spiritual elevation as well. And as you can see, I'm sure the planet is shifting tremendously. The vibrations are very different. You can, if you really connect with Tara, as I call her, you can see and feel the shift. And I know many of you have been experiencing that, a lot of energies and beings being here, a lot of transitions and things with the veil being basically obliterated, right, as well. And a lot of this just has to do with what's going on right now. Okay, so when we look at Black History Month in particular, we want to look at Black History Month as being, it was deemed this month, right, as a way of paying homage or honor to and what's owed to those who, was impacted by the slave trade and this and the third, et cetera, right? So despite all that, we get into the energy and the essence of Black History Month and how to utilize that. And so you can tap into that particular energy again of calling back into and forth in your bloodline, with also utilizing this Aquarius energy, right? Things that were hidden, that was stolen, that was withheld, whether that's financial treasures, investments, ideas, your voice, real estate, land, whatever you can think of, whatever you know of, just is limitless. To be able to utilize that energy that's circulating right now of Black History by saying, hey, we owe you this, we honor this, you're due this. And then that energy of Aquarius, which is all about that activating, that elevation, this love energy that's going on. So you're empowering, you're calling that forth for the loving elevation of your bloodline and of yourself. And you're even connecting to and tapping to those ancestors that carry such knowledge and wisdom and ideas and talents and gifts and abilities, and just awakening that and tapping into that and awakening and aligning that within yourselves, which also just will go forward into your bloodline, okay? So when we also look at it being Mercury retrograde, I was sitting with a particular energy that was talking to me about or we were talking about the retrograde, and one thing that came up was this reversal type energy. I'm trying to think of a way to say that, or reversal type energy with the retrograde, right? We know typically Mercury doesn't actually start moving in reverse, but it slows down so much it appears that way. But there is a reversal energy to that's circulating. So this is also a divine time to utilize that reversal, right, to heal yourselves and your bloodline, as well as where you're reversing any and all things that are not highly beneficial, that are not honoring, that do not serve you, and you're reversing that. So you're clearing it, as well as if there's been missed opportunities, again, things that has been stolen or hidden or anything from you, or if you want to call back into your life certain things that maybe in the past you didn't take the highest advantage of for whatever reason, right? You can now utilize this reversal energy to pull those things back in through this portal and use that as with creating what you are for this next phase and chapter and beginning, elevated part of your life. And so that's an amazing energy to actually tap into. Whereas, people talk about this is not Mercury retrograde, isn't the time to do a lot of new things. It's not to say that's not the case, but it's more so just looking at when you think about the new things, thinking about it's a new, meaning that you're calling it back forward. So it's not necessarily something that you're creating from scratch, but it is to a degree because now it's coming back full circle, right? And in that case, you're coming from like a bird's eye view, a higher elevated perspective about that, where you're able to see that opportunity now from being now in the future, air quote, because we know how time is, right? Looking back on what those people, places, things, opportunities, investments, whatever are, so you can wield that now in a way that is highly beneficial to you. You get to take those lessons and actually utilize it. That's really what Mercury retrograde is honestly about. It's not that you can't do anything. It slows down and gives, old things come back up when there's still lessons there, when there's things that we haven't quite connected with and released to help us move forward. But it's really take control of that as the sovereign and divine being, right, of your life. So, it's not, again, something that's never been said before, that it's not out there, but I really wanted to just connect and just make this one just to put it out there for those who may not be as aware, and just thinking about the different portals that are open. Get creative with it. Really be creative with how you tap into this energy. There is definitely a high portal of just death and rebirth right now, which has a lot to do with the change and the shifts that we are experiencing. And of course, even some chaos. And so if you're into or study chaos magic or anything like that, this is a great time to utilize that energy too. Chaos is different from a higher perspective than we think about it from kind of a 3D perspective. And so chaos is not limiting, it's not negative, it's actually raw, it's pure. It's being able to take the raw, something in a pure state, and being able to, as the creatrix, as a divine, mold and shape that into what you desire and what you are creating and what you are commanding, declaring, decreeing, and manifesting. So just remember that always you are the divine, you are sovereign, right? Your decree is that, and what you decree is that. Okay. What else is going on? As most of you know, I've been slowly relaunching back my metaphysical boutique. It is on Etsy. All my products are not back yet. It will probably be quite a while before I'm fully back to where I was last year, before I had, the things that happened with me. But there is quite a few things out there restocked, so shameless plug. I do have quite a few of my Enchantment of a Goddess mist. I have a couple of my Divine Masculine Vibrational Conjure mist. I have launched some candles, which have been having great feedback and amazing. It is Succumbing, Siren's Allure, and I did release a new box, which is an Enchantment of Love box. And this box pretty much comes with everything you need in order to do your rituals, your magic, your manifesting, your healing, whatever it is that you choose to utilize it for. It comes with a 4-ounce candle, which is called Lavish Love. I haven't released that candle for sale outside of the box as of yet, but it is an amazing candle. This candle is all about connecting you with the truest, highest form of love from an elevated perspective, and you being lavished and spoiled and adored by that in your life, and how you choose to wield and channel that energy with your own matched intention, and just living, experiencing being that vibration. It actually also comes with a 2-ounce mist, which you can choose between Urzuli Freda, which I just re-released her for this month, our celebration of love, and Pampajira, who is new. So that is new. She's a new one as well that I debuted, and both of those, of course, are amazing love and desire energies to work with. It also comes with a roller oil, which you can choose between desired entanglements and carnal desires. And it comes with a talisman jar, so that is called Fire and Desire, which is, you can utilize that in your work. You can burn a candle on top of it. You can just sit it on your altar. Channel energy. It's rice, it's herbs, it's oils, and it's energetically complete. So it's a cute, great, amazing box and kit, and it's actually on sale for this month. I think it's either 30 or 40% off, but basically the box is under $35, which is a steal. And there's limited qualities and supply, limited quantities and supplies on that. Okay, so they're just first come, first serve. Once they're out, they're out. Unless I choose to continue it and do it again. But it really was like a pop-up thing for just this month, because of all the portals that was opening. Me really wanting to help with connecting and offering some things all together in one, because I know there's been still a lot of people affected by some financial challenges with the pandemic and COVID. And again, this is the time to call all that back and to elevate yourselves spiritually, mentally, energetically, financially. Okay. Wealth is abundance. Wealth applies to all different areas of our life. It's health, it's love, it's joy, it's peace, it's finances, it's relationships, it's friendships, it's all of those different things. So not to limit yourself by how you're defining that, and call all that legacy building and generational wealth back to you, and channel that and forward that into your 2021, which is all about change. Okay. And as we even go into harvesting and preparing for 2022. So that's it for me, guys. I will be back. Please feel free to comment. Please like, share, subscribe so we can grow the channel. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.